Hello, welcome, or if you're returning, welcome back. My name is Judith, and this is Embracing the Moment. Um, where do I start? As I said in my last video a while ago, I wasn't really sure where I was going to go with this. Excuse me, I'm trying to get some decent lighting. I wasn't really sure where I was going to be going with this channel. It seemed like what I initially wanted to do, I didn't do, and then it doesn't didn't seem like what I ended up doing was really me, or and it wasn't getting you know picked up or viewed or anything. Um, Originally, what I wanted to do was to have a place that felt safe. Um, Having a place where people who were dealing with some issues, mental health issues, in particular, like depression, anxiety, would have a place where we could talk, share, um, have a place. There was a place where people could just learn to take each day, each moment, um, or each day, one moment at a time, and to live in the moment, to experience the moment, to not just exist, but to learn to live. And I don't know. I guess I didn't go in the way I wanted to, which was a more supportive and encouraging um, avenue. And I really wasn't sure, and I'm still not sure where this is going to go, where I want to go, where I want to take this. I'm still learning YouTube. I'm still learning a lot of things, trying to figure out the editing and how to edit. So that's why none of my videos are edited and they're just raw footage, and you get whatever you get. It's basically. But I wanted to come on today because I have decided I am going to make a few videos and post them, on days when I really am not up to doing a whole video or talking, but still have something to post. Um, as I shared before, I'm a bariatric patient. I had the sleeve gastrectomy done in June of 2017. And I lost weight. I gained some of it back. Not all, but I gained some of it back. Um, it works well if you stick strictly to their meal plans and don't deviate. Don't go back to even trying to eat the things that you ate before. It works well if you are getting therapy for your addiction, your food addiction, and don't switch that addiction to something else like drugs or alcohol or whatever, which some people have done, and now they have to fight that addiction. Excuse me. It works well when you can find a therapist who understands and is willing to work on the addiction and the causes behind the addiction. I have not been successful with finding that. So I wasn't getting everything I needed. Um, I am working on some past childhood traumas now, which is hard work. Healing from trauma is hard work. Don't let anybody fool you and say, "Oh, you just have to do the work." Okay, well, the work is hard. It's not a just anywhere in there. That's like saying, "Oh, I just won $10 million," or "I won just only 10 million," something like that. Um, and I use the analogy. Um, when I say it's hard to get people to understand certain things, I use this analogy. I say it's like taking a person who has never seen a car, they've never driven a car, and you put them in the car and you say, drive. People can tell you, oh, you have to do the work. Oh, you have to get over it. But nobody tells you how to do the work or how to get over it. And it's the same thing. You put somebody in a car that's never seen a car, they don't know. They don't know they're supposed to put the key in or push a button to start it or whatever. They don't know what the pedals are for and which one is gas, which one makes it go, which one doesn't. They don't know any of that. But you tell them, well, go ahead, drive. But you didn't teach them how. It's the same thing. People are saying, get over it. It happened. It's your past. Let it go. But you don't tell us how to let it go, how to let go of trauma. And because I did not get what I needed, I went back to eating. Stretched the sleeve out some. So instead of me being able to have 2 bites of a Big Mac, eventually I could have the whole Big Mac. Now, I couldn't have those fries. I still can't eat fries too good. They just, I don't know what happens to my stomach with French fries. But I was able to eat a whole Big Mac, eat a whole quarter pounder with cheese. Went back to, you know, being able to have a soda, which is not good for bariatric patients. We're not talking about just the sugar, but the carbonation is not good. Um, then I started having, well, I had hiatal hernia, and for people who don't know, your esophagus goes down. It has to pass through your diaphragm behind your lungs or below your lungs, and there's a hole in the diaphragm that the esophagus goes through. Well, with a hiatal hernia, the hole is bigger than it needs to be. And so part or all of your stomach can go up into your chest. Excuse me, and that's what happened to me. Part of my sleeve um, got caught up in that space. And so when I ate, the acid in my stomach went up to meet the food in my chest. So I had severe GERD, and to the point where the acid, I had to be on medication just to have water because even drinking water hurt, and the acid began to erode my esophagus. So I had surgery, which I could have just had the hiatal hernia fixed. That would have helped pull the stomach down, make the hole smaller. I probably could have just got away with that. But I ended up having a gastric bypass, which made my stomach smaller. A part of my stomach was removed. My intestines had to be redone, rerouted to, accommodate the procedure or whatever. So instead of the food going in and being digested in the stomach, it goes into a small pouch and then it goes through a tube, and the acid is in the bottom part of the stomach, which is not connected, and that goes through a tube, and my food is digested basically in my intestines. And I know it's a bit TMI, but that's how the procedure is. Um, but since having that and having them repair the hiatal hernia, I've had a multitude of problems. I had the procedure done on September 14th. They sent me home from the hospital on the 15th. Um, and I was getting so malnourished because I couldn't even take my vitamins. I couldn't do anything. My chest hurt to put anything in. And I got so dehydrated and so malnourished in the first 2 weeks that I just having liquids and that was even a struggle, that I could not even hold my cell phone. I couldn't even hold my cell phone in my hand. I had this cell phone. This I could not. If I had to talk to somebody, I had to like lay it down and lay on it because I couldn't. I didn't have enough strength to hold it. And what was I told to do? You need more protein. Drink more protein shakes. I couldn't drink those protein shakes. They were disgusting. They made me sick. They made me nauseous. I was constantly taking nausea medicine. I had a patch I had to wear behind my ear. None of that helped. The patch, the pills, none of it helped. Any medication I had to take had to be crushed or it had to be liquid. Did they send me home with that? No. They sent me home with pills that had to be crushed and put in applesauce, which I can't have because I'm allergic to apples. I've had, since then, I've had two CT scans. I've had an upper endoscopy. I have um, been referred to a cardiologist. I have been referred to endocrinologist. I'm still waiting for those appointments. Um, I have, I found out the medicine that they gave me after the surgery, which was supposed to prevent ulcers, didn't work. And I have multiple ulcers, multiple, not a couple, multiple. I have a cyst on my heart. I have um, excessive fluid around one of my lungs. I have excessive fluid around my heart. I don't know if any of this is due to the surgery or if having the surgery exacerbated these things and so now they're being seen. I don't know. I just know that I don't feel well. I haven't felt well for a while. And I, I can't tell other people not to have the surgery because I don't know. Everybody's body is different. Everyone's experience will be different. And I don't want to tell somebody not to do something that's going to benefit them in the long run. I'm just saying I wish I hadn't done it. So, in all of that, I'm still trying to embrace my life and what's going on in my life. I'm still trying to look for the positive things. Excuse me. That's another thing. I have a chronic cough too. Um, I'm just trying to make it one day at a time. I would say one moment at a time, but that seems like it's just going to be a little bit hard to drag out. But I'm still trying. I don't know if I'm going to keep the name of this channel the same. I don't know if I'm going to change it. I don't know. I don't know anything. I just know I'm going to do some videos. I'm going to put them up here. If people watch them, great. If they don't, I'll figure out something else. Um, and just try to live my life a little bit easier, a little bit better. Maybe this is God's way of telling me, you need to slow down and stop some of the stuff you want to do. Because I'm grown and I want to do what I want to do. And sometimes I take on more than what I should. Not just for what I want to do, but I take on other people's issues. That's a whole nother video. I'll talk about that later, maybe later on today, and then post it. But for right now, um, I just want to encourage people, if you're going through something, especially medically, um, mentally, emotionally, if you're dealing with depression, if you're dealing with anxiety, let someone know. Let people, let someone know. There are hotlines. If you don't have family members you can talk to, if nobody in your family is understanding, there are hotlines you can call. Just, Google them for your area. Look something up for your area. There are, and I know in DC we have 311, and I believe in Maryland as well. And ask for assistance. Ask, hey, I need to talk to someone about this issue. I need to, who do I call? What number do I call? What agency do I go to? Find someone to talk to. Get therapy. Talk to a counselor. Talk to a therapist. Talk to a psychologist. Talk to a psychiatrist. Just find a support group. Do something. Don't be alone. Don't sit and in your, I don't want to say your misery because it's not that. Don't just sit in your depression. Don't sit in your unhappiness. Find somebody to talk to. Now, people tell me you need to get out more. You need to go out. Take yourself to the movie. I don't want to take myself to the movies. If I'm gonna be by myself, I can stay home, be by myself. I don't want to do that. And we need to learn to stop being by ourselves. We need to stop covering up what we're going through, put a smile on our face because it makes everyone else around us happy. Because our depression, our anxiety, our whatever, PTSD, our mental health issues, our health issues make people uncomfortable. So what? Let them be uncomfortable. Let them be uncomfortable because if they're that uncomfortable around you, guess what? They don't love you. They don't care about you, regardless of what they say. Because when a person cares about you, they deal with their discomfort. They don't have discomfort. They deal with what you're going through. They're there for you. They don't push you off and say, "Oh, well, let's talk about something else." They don't tell you that you're complaining. You need to pray more. They don't do that to you. When someone really loves you, they're there for you. They have your back. When you're going through something and you're crying, they're there. They don't give advice. They listen. They don't, well, you need to do blah, blah, blah. No. And if they do tell you those things, they'll say, they'll say it with kindness and love. Maybe, do you think maybe you need to talk to somebody? You know, do you want me to help you find, you know, a therapist, a counselor? What do you need? What do you need? And of course, we never know what we need. And when we say, I don't know what I need, and they're like, well, let's figure it out. Let's do this together. Let's figure out. Those are the people who love you. Those are the people that you cherish. And sometimes that's not your family, not even your immediate family. That's not your children. It's not your spouse, your significant other, your parents. Sometimes they're strangers. Sometimes they're friends that you may have just met one day while you were out. Sometimes they're that you've known from high school, people you grew up with that you may have lost touch with, but now they're back. For whatever reason, God has sent them back into your life. Share with them. Let them be there. Let them be your support. Find someone. Don't just do this alone. This is not something we can do alone. Not even a minute at a time, not a moment at a time. We need community. We need support. Shoot, you can send me a message. I, you can talk to me. I have plenty of time. Plenty of time. So I'm gonna end this here. Um and I think I'm gonna do some videos and post them later about my walk, my things I've been through, and how I overcame them. Because then maybe that might be a help. I was told once that we never go through anything just for us. It's always to help someone else. So we'll see. But in the meantime, in between time, take care of yourself. Try to love on yourself a little bit. Remember that I love you. And I'll talk to you next time.